Yo, welcome back to the Cap, episode 216. It's your weekly tour through hip hop here with RJ Levichin. I am Nate Sperlin, and on this episode, we start off by discussing albums that came and went. We also follow that up by talking about Pop Smoke's new project, Posthumous, second one, Faith, and follow that up by talking about Kendrick Lamar and uselessly speculate about albums from Kendrick Lamar that potentially may never happen. And then we finally finish that off talking about the XXL Freshman Cyphers. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Verbal, and more. See you there. Thanks for listening. Yeah. RJ, you want to say anything?
Nope.
Dude did his takeoff impression there. See us on wherever you see us. Thanks. Yo, welcome back to the Cap, episode 216, here with RJ Levichin. I am Nate Sperlin. RJ, how you doing today?
I'm chilling, bro. It's been a great weekend. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, I thought the only sunny day we'd get this weekend was on Friday, but then Saturday and now it's Sunday, and they're both days are sunny. So I kind of feel like I should have scheduled another basketball session, but we'll you live and you learn, man. New York City weather is unpredictable.
It really is.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, Verbal, Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, et cetera, DSPs that I won't name here. This is your weekly tour through hip hop, of course. Shout out to everybody who's still trying to figure out the world around them and still trying to chase their dreams. Once again, this is episode 216. This is more of a, this is halftime, really. We play 2 quarters of music, and we're tired. It's time to talk to the coach. So, RJ, what are your halftime adjustments?
Certified fucking lover boy. That's really it. Drake.
Just
Drake,
give the ball to
take
Drake
over.
and get out
It's
the
time,
way.
bro. I think what gets me tight is now I don't know what the project is gonna sound like, and I feel like it's gonna be way too emotional. Like, obviously, it's certified lover boy. I just thought that there was gonna be summer hits on it. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a Views type, where like most of the album is sad boy music, but there's still like the hits of the summer on it. And it's like, bro, we halfway through the summer. Not a lot of time left. I don't need music for August. I needed music for June and July. So
And July is basically done at this point.
I'm kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie, but if he wants me to be in my bag all August and September, like,
You gonna buy the Telfair?
no.
No.
Nope.
No. The Adidas
I'm
bag.
buying the Michael Kors from the African guy on 42nd.
Oh, so Michael Kors with a C. I guess my halftime adjustment at this point would be we need more music that's staying around longer. I feel like I can't really think of an album that's really lasted more than a month. And because of that, I feel like it's hard to really decide what the album of the year is, or the album of the year is thus far, because everything is, oh my God, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. There is no way this could be topped for a week, and then you forget about it the next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of albums do not have replay value. I mean, that's what I've been thinking about this Tyler album. I mean, I love it. I think it's a great album, but you know, there's not a lot of songs that I'm trying to replay. I personally love the Vince Staples album. I've been playing it over and over and over again. That's been the first album where I've like just kind of put it on repeat and let it play. The Migos album, like, it doesn't have the replayability that it should. Moneybagg Yo, I think, is a great project. I definitely think that off season has like returned back up, like the power rankings. Like, a bunch of people dropped and it went down, and I think that it's like risen back. But again, I don't think enough big dogs have dropped a solo album this summer in the way that I expected post-pandemic year, where everybody was gonna drop anyways. It's like all these motherfuckers said they was gonna drop. The pandemic happened, and they were like, "Oh, because of the pandemic, I did not drop." And now we outside, and they still not dropping. So it's like, what are you really doing? What are you really up to? Like, I'm kind of tight. Like, and this might be just about Drake, but there are other people included in that.
I mean, Drake is attending AAU basketball games and being a certified lover boy, Dodger Stadium and stuff.
Nah, that was a flash, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Dodger Stadium is nice. It's a nice stadium.
He might have done that just for the bar, though.
What's the bar?
Because he didn't need to do that.
What's the
like
bar?
They looked up at the helicopter like, damn, we got caught. And it's like, bro, the stadium lights are on and nobody.
No. She's like, we got caught, and he's like, no. I called them. I told them we would be doing this at this time.
Yeah, I also feel like whoever that helicopter guy, whoever was flying the helicopter, he's so sus.
Oh yeah.
Like unless it was a drone. He's sus for flying over it and being like, "Oh my god, people!" And then be like, "Oh, wait, let me see." And then like taking pics, like, "Oh, it's Drake." And then you're weird. You're a weirdo.
It's probably his audition for being one of the helicopter people on the news.
Oh, you're trying to get that TMZ job.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that Eyewitness News job. There's heavy traffic on the FDR, and it's bumper to bumper traffic over here. I think it's because of the rain. Anyway, back to you guys in the studio.
Not the Eyewitness. I hope it wasn't the Eyewitness.
Oh god. Oh what? I think the songs that I like from the Polo G album have been replayed a lot for me.
Polo G album is probably the one album that I like. I don't feel like I was not engaged as much as I thought I would be. I was not for a person that like the first album that I engaged with Polo G being the GOAT. I think it was the GOAT, and I loved it. And like there was like maybe 5 or 6 songs that I was like replaying regularly and not really giving a fuck about Hall of Fame. I think that is like I don't know why. I guess I just don't care.
Yeah, I mean I like he has a song called Toxic. He has another one called Epidemic. Rap Star, obviously. Painting Pictures. Whatever the first one, the intro track is. I also like the one with G Herbo, the one with Rod Wave. He has some good. I think the thing with the Polo G project that I'm starting to realize is that I think that towards the end he got way too singy, and I don't mind if he does it, but in terms of him trying to do duets with other rappers or other singers or whatever, I don't really think that's something I necessarily need.
Yeah, I mean, I
like there's hood blues.
He wants to be a pop star.
Like there's hood blues. Like if he did that singing shit with Lil Durk, it's like, okay, like y'all still rapping about street shit, cool. But like it's a completely different bag when someone's trying to get like, oh my god, my bros left me. Like try to drag the E note a little bit too much, and it's like, okay, I was feeling you, and then you started. You just
want to be Rod Wave out here, huh?
Rod Wave is another album I was playing a lot, but I'm probably gonna go back to it because I like listening to Rod Wave too. That's another super album, in my opinion. I think.
I don't know, man. I'm upset because I feel like there was a bunch of artists that could have been solidified this year that like left it as a gray area.
Like who?
I think Polo G is an example. I think that Polo G, especially with the way that the rest of the summer has gone, I think Polo G like could have had the songs of the summer if he wanted to, but he didn't.
What? Is there even a hip hop song of the summer this year?
No.
Like what?
No.
This is
all of the biggest hip hop songs were songs of the spring.
What is the hip hop song of the summer?
Because you got to think about it. Thug dropped. April.
I have not listened to Slime Language 2 since we talked about it.
I play Diamonds Dancing and Ski. Those are the 2 songs that I play. And honestly, the Coil Ray song is a pretty good song. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but the Coil Ray song on that project is a good song. And it's the shit I like. That song is fine. But like a lot of those shits came out April, like May level, and as you started this segment off, because they didn't stay, they didn't have the shelf life to become songs of the summer. So yeah, I don't think that we have a real song of the summer for the hip hop genre at least. And that's what kind of like makes Culture 3, even though it's not a bad album, disappointing. Because and same with the Polo G, is that there's so much space for a song of the summer. And nobody took that spot. Nobody took that role. So
yeah, I think it's a transitioning time in hip hop for sure. Whether that's for the better or not, that remains to be seen. But I think that I don't know. I think that with TikTok and everything becoming more catchy, it's more so about how it's not really about really making a song that connects with people. It's just how easy is it for you to create a song that gets stuck in people's heads.
Oh, what about that shit?
By who?
Meg Thee Stallion.
No. Every time I've heard that song, it's been on the TikTok. And they have been okay, mediocre at best.
I feel like there's a Cardi B song or something that like I'm forgetting.
You know what album is low-key underrated?
Who?
And you're probably gonna hate that I say this.
Who?
The Lil Durk and Lil Baby album is an album that gets a lot of replay for me.
I don't think that it's underrated or overrated. Like I'm not mad about it. I just wanted it to be better. I mean, and here's the thing. And the same thing that we've been saying with all the other shit is that it's not there are no that's another project that easily should have had one of the songs of the summer and it didn't.
They're just gonna be rapping about like regular, like none of them are really known for being catchy.
Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
What's one catchy song that they've had?
From Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Wait, are we being serious?
I'm being serious.
Oh, I forgot you don't like Lil Baby.
I like Lil Baby. I just think he's overrated. But I like him. But like, what's one catchy?
Now you can't like someone and think that they're overrated.
Yes, I can.
Those things are very contradictory.
Yes, I can.
You gave me like, oh yeah, like I fuck with him. I just think that he's not, but I don't think that he's not that nice. It's like, then why do you fuck with him?
Because he's nice.
How is someone nice but not that nice simultaneously?
Because if someone could be nice, but not the GOAT or not the next dominant figure in hip hop. Like those,
but he's dominant, but he is the next dominant. I mean, he's not the next. He's already.
But
dominant.
the space between being nice and being the GOAT of hip hop is huge. There's so much wiggle room in that space for me to say you're nice, but you're kind of overrated.
I guess. I feel like that, like he, like when he, like there's every single flow that he gets on, like on a song, like people, the way that he glides, people just glide with what he says. Like I feel like his catchiness, like people just be rapping his whole verse, like it doesn't even need to be catchy. Like they just be like the way that he glides on a song, people just like resonate with the way that he comes onto the song. He just be, and like people be saying his whole verse. Lily, I've been in my bag.
I can't.
Like Something to Prove. Something to Prove is definitely a catchy song. All of these down with me, BBs. I got something to prove. I got something to lose. That shit is fire.
Where did that? Which one is that off?
It was a single, but it's a 2K song.
I think so. 2K song.
Like that was a song where I was like, what? Or Whoa.
Nah.
Whoa is certainly catchy.
I did not like that song.
Brand new car is noisy. Come to when it's roaring. You ain't gotta worry. Don't care about your boyfriend. See me and get nervous.
Nah, I'm cool.
Whoa.
I have to put the whoa in there, just so we knew what song it was.
You flies me. Whoa. Hold up. What's the best song off the Lil Baby Durk project?
Lion.
Hats Off.
In my opinion, Lion. And that's Lil Durk on the hook.
Hold up.
You have to mute. You gonna have to.
No,
mute.
I definitely think that there's I definitely think that Lil Baby is catchy. Like I think that he like writes like choruses that are fire. Like Same Thing. I love that song. It's probably like one of the most not outlandish, but like not like other Lil Baby songs that I ever heard, and I think that his chorus, like, I think that time pays, is a quarter for my main thing.
That's off the last one. Whatchamacallit? My Time.
Yeah,
I might have
no,
liked
that song is called Same Thing. But yeah, My Time is the name of the project.
Yeah, that's off My Time. Yeah, I like that. I thought that.
What's the Emotionally Scarred or
Emotionally Scarred? I like Emotionally Scarred. That's a good song.
That shit is crazy.
I don't know if it's catchy though. It's a good song, but I don't know if it's catchy. Like I'm gonna be singing the hook off like out of nowhere.
I don't know. Oh,
Like,
Something to Prove was also on this project.
Yeah, like I think Lil Baby has I think he has lines that resonate with people, but in terms of things that get stuck in your head just because of like I don't know. Like
that's what I'm saying is I feel like he don't even have to
like he resonates
catchy.
with people.
You just fuck with what he's saying. And like that's a different level of impact. That's a different level of I don't even know what like resonation is not the word that I want to use, but the way that he can be memorable without being simple and catchy, I think is more important than his just regular catchiness.
I mean, but I think over the past however many years, the song of the summers for the most part have been somewhat more so leaning towards the catchy side.
Yeah, I think the radio wise for sure.
Like when you think about,
but I also think that that's for white people. Like white people, oh, like this is simple, this is like playful, whatever. Mm-hmm. Is that like niggas be rapping like the whole Lil Baby, all of Lil Baby's parts. They be feeling Lil Baby's part. They be rapping word for word. They be saying, catchy or not, they be saying the whole Lil Baby part. They don't even know whose song it is. They be waiting for the Lil Baby part.
They don't even know who he's talking about.
And be like, bro, why are you singing that? He's like, yo, a little bit, I resonate with that hard. It's like, nigga, you never sit lean in your life. And they be vibing to that shit.
God damn.
And that's why I think that Lil Baby is up next, because I think that like motherfuckers that be listening to a whole song waiting for Lil Baby's verse and then will rap Lil Baby's verse like it's the chorus.
I gotta see
like,
that. Damn. I gotta see that in action. I have not seen that in action yet. But I'm
gonna send you the Drewski video. Like he made like a clip being like niggas be feeling Lil Baby's verses like way too hard, and that shit had me fucking dead because it's mad facts. It's just like niggas talking about shooting niggas, and it's like, bro, you've never shot nobody. Like why are you feeling this so hard? Like,
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
All right, let's get to the music of this week. There's only really one album to talk about. We have the Pop Smoke, his second posthumous release, titled Faith. 20 tracks, 56 minutes long. There's mad features on here. Kanye West, Pusha T, Rick Ross, The Dream, 42 Doug, 21 Savage, Ross Swish, The Neptunes, Beam, Travi, Busy Banks, Takeoff, Lil TJ, Sway Lee, Future, Chris Brown, Dua Lipa, for some reason, Pharrell, Kid Cudi, Quavo, and Kodak Black. I'm gonna just go on a limb and say this like real quick. I think the only features here that should have been on the project if it was done right was Quavo, Lil TJ, and the Drill Niggas.
I agree. I think Pharrell might have been on it. Because I think that Pharrell like produced that beat. The Neptunes produced that beat. I don't think that it's a great beat though. I mean, as a cash grab album,
for sure.
You know me, I hate posthumous albums in the first place.
Yeah.
In general. I think there's very, very few times where you can do a posthumous album correctly. I hope that this is the last one. I know they're working on a deluxe, so
504 is supposed to be on it.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's the same thing with the deluxe of the first one. Like, you gotta hope that the songs they'll add good songs, but there's no guarantee for that. Look, it was a career that was on its ways to the highest of heights. I know that the label that he signed to understood that when they signed him. They're trying to get as much as they can out of it. And what's worse is he was starting a movement, both, his personality as well as sonically. So the label doesn't know what to do with that anyways, because it was a sound that he was pioneering. And so when the pioneer is not there to pioneer his own sound, you only have what he's already done to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way for it to progress. There's no way for them to recreate a sound that he was in the middle of pioneering better than him without him. Like that's just not possible.
And also at the same time, a heavy majority of the songs on this album have no drill feel at all, like none. And
that was kind of my issue with the first one.
Yeah.
But I also felt like at the time it was like, oh, but he was
working on something. Yeah, he was. But right? Also, I think that the difference between the first one, shoot for the moon, aim for the stars.
Yeah.
Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. That one is that even though it wasn't completely drill, it was still mostly trap.
Yeah.
And there's a few songs that were more R&B-ish in there, but for the main vibe of it really was kind of darkness in the same way that the drill tracks from Pop Smoke were. So I didn't really mind that much, because if Pop Smoke were to make the leap to superstardom, he was gonna have to do that anyway. So that made sense to me. But songs with Dua Lipa and like I don't why. Like I don't like who.
That's really a white person. That's a white industry person making that decision,
bro. I promise you, no one has ever said this before. After listening to Welcome to the Party or Dior or any of those, nobody ever said, "Yo, what would Dua Lipa sound like on Dior?" Like what is that? I don't understand what that is. I think. So, and also another thing, I think that some of the features, despite the features that I already named that would have been on there regardless, I think some of them are good picks. I think that Takeoff and Pop Smoke is something that probably could have happened in the future. I could see 42 Doug and Pop Smoke doing some shit. I could see 21 Savage and 42 Doug doing some. 21 Savage and Pop Smoke doing some shit. Excuse me, but also the other genre shit is weird. I don't. Hypothetically, because all we have is hypotheticals, I don't see Pop Smoke at this point being able to jump to other genres yet. It's kind of like he was working on it, cool, but the whole issue I have with posthumous albums is we don't know how much input the artist had on the album. So with Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, that confuses me, my fault. For Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, you still get a pretty good feel of, okay, this was ready to come out. Pop Smoke was working on this, because there's like 5 different other tracks like that. But some of these tracks, they just shot in the dark and were like, okay, how would Pop Smoke sound on this? And it's literally a perversion of the myth or the legend of Pop Smoke, in my opinion. I feel like you said, it's a money grab. One of my friends on Twitter, we were talking about it, Solomon, he said it's meant to stream well first and sound good second. I can't say that I disagree with that either. I don't want another Pop Smoke album. I just don't.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
Yeah. I have more faith in the next Juice WRLD album, because the Juice WRLD album is being handled by people who had who understood. I feel like, at least judging off the first posthumous albums, I feel like the people who did the Juice WRLD album were more in touch with what Juice WRLD wanted to do than the people who did the Pop Smoke album for Pop Smoke.
I mean, think about there are so many people that, especially after the first round, like that didn't get their song on, like didn't get their verse on the project or whatever, that have talked about Pop Smoke's team, and it's only been negative.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the project in itself is a money grab.
Yeah. I mean, you also saw it with the first one, with the cover art being something that people didn't necessarily like, and then that having to be changed, and also the whole thing about Young Thug and Pusha T not wanting to be on the same track because Pusha T is dissing Drake and all that other drama that wasn't really necessary. Pusha T did it on this album, by the way. I don't really think I don't really know how much of a problem I have with it, because Pusha T is just gonna diss Drake wherever. But at the same time,
he dissed Drake again?
Yeah. He said some shit about Tyler the Creator has the album of the year, and then he said a line about this album with Pop Smoke going platinum, and then he said the king is supposed to wear the crown, and y'all trying to place it on a clown. That's what he said. That was the line. So yeah, I mean it's a Pusha T line. I expect nothing less from him. It was
it's a very Pusha T.
I don't know necessarily what place it has on a posthumous album.
It doesn't.
So
you know me. I mean I think that it's worse to use somebody else's song to talk shit.
Yeah.
At the same time, like Pusha T has now put himself in a position where he's just gonna like anything that talks about the top level of rap, people just you're talking about Drake.
Yeah.
So he don't even have to say anything that's like, oh, definitely Drake. He just has to say like, oh, King this or whatever. But I also think that like Drake is one of the few rappers who is the best of his generation, and people question it the whole time when there's not another person to put there.
I mean, there is, but we haven't seen him since
during Drake's run. Like, and when I say Drake's run, I'm talking about like 2010 level till now.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since 2016, so it's a tough sell now. But
I mean, we have.
I'm talking about Kendrick as the other person that you could potentially put up there, but
kings have to rule.
Yeah, that's 1000% true, and you can't.
That's a big thing for
you. Can't leave the kingdom and expect it to be there when you get back.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time,
there's some artists that understand that. There's some artists that don't. Lil Wayne was very clear on that.
Yeah, he was.
Lil Wayne was like, I'm on a run, and I'm gonna continue to go on a run, whether it be mixtapes or albums. I'm gonna do whatever, and that I think that it's fine. You know, Frank Ocean, Kendrick, all those artists, take the time off or whatever. It's just prolificness is a part of the grand scheme.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about the Michael Jacksons, and the Al Greens and the Marvin Gayes, and they were prolific artists, as well as great, impactful, inspirational, all the great things that go into being a GOAT. Prolific was with that. And I'm fine with artists not being okay because they make so much money outside of their, music. Mm-hmm. Deciding that being prolific isn't for them, especially if it's going to put them in a position where every project is a classic. Mm-hmm. Then I'm 100. You got it. Like, especially if it's going to be a guy like Kendrick, who I feel like isn't going to do what like Andre 3000 did, which is like, I'm old now, so I can't rap. Like, mm-hmm. I don't think Kendrick is going to do that. Mm-hmm. And Kendrick is going to evolve into a different level rap, and he's such a conceptually based rapper that he never ever has to. He doesn't rap young nigga shit. So when he gets old, we're not gonna be like, oh, you still rapping about, like, we're not gonna be like that. It's not.
We're not gonna be like, grow up. You're 36. Grow up.
Yeah, we're not gonna. You're 36. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah. So I think same with Frank Ocean. So I think that they have the ability to not be prolific, mm-hmm. but Drake's prolificness has been weak. Honestly, his prolificness has hurt him, in my opinion, at least. I mean, 25 songs on Scorpion was just ridiculous. Like an actual, ridiculous.
I think, well, first of all, I think we're closing out this Pop Smoke segment. So once again, I just want to say, before we officially move on, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, once again. Hopefully this is the last album out of respect for Pop Smoke and his music and the clips that were supposed to come out. Although the way that it's seeming, and I've seen some things where that suggests that this isn't the last one, which yikes. So yeah, but anyway, I wanted to do that because I wanted to transition, and I wanted to ask you, what do you think happens to Kendrick's legacy if he drops an album and it is on the same and it has the same storyline as the offseason, where it's hyped, everyone's like album of the year, and it's not, or it's not clearly the album of the year?
I don't know that it matters. Mm-hmm. I think if he drops a J. Cole level album, with the J. Cole album like going back in the power rankings, I wouldn't necessarily be mad. It would be disappointing, but in the same way that Off Season is a precursor to another album, if Kendrick dropped an album that was a precursor to another album, then another album I know would be a classic, and that's what would keep. Like, I have that same confidence about J. Cole and The Fall Off. It's like, okay, you gave me a pretty good album that's a precursor to something much bigger, then like I'm fine. But if Kendrick drops like a okay album and then leaves for another 5 years, I'll be kind of tight.
I would be devastated. Because the whole argument around Kendrick is that you can make an argument that all 4 of his albums, or I don't know, people debate if Section 80 is an album or not, but all 3 of his albums are classics. You can say that Section 80 is 10 years old and it still plays really, really well. Good Kid, Mad City, we know the impact that it did. And
officially the longest standing rap album on the Billboard 200. So
shout out to Kendrick for that, because Good Kid, Mad City is one of the best albums of the decade, and that's unquestioned.
Of all time.
That's unquestioned for sure. To Pimp a Butterfly.
Fuck the Grammys.
Yeah. To Pimp a Butterfly was an album that it was an album that had to grow on you, but with the sonics and the execution of it and the sonics of it and the care you put into it, some people debate that it's his best album. Personally, I don't think so, but some people debate that, and because of that, you could argue that it's a classic because of the impact that it's had. And Dan won a Pulitzer for his rap album to win a Pulitzer. That's unquestionable. It's a classic, and you can play it both ways. That's a fucking classic. So the one thing about Kendrick is that his greatness has produced 4 projects that we can debate and
that are either classics or borderline
solidify,
classics.
That they're classics or borderline classics. But that being said, it's the same thing as LeBron. What happens the 8th time that you get to the finals and it's expected?
I think that he knows how high the bar is. I think that that's the biggest difference between him and Drake, is I think that Drake got to the top and then he was like, I can use my standing to elevate specific radio songs and not feel like every project, all the songs have to be on the same level as that top thing. But Kendrick is one of those, he's a Kobe level individual when it comes to his craft. So, and Untitled Unmastered is a great example of, I don't know whether Kendrick can drop a mediocre album because his throwaways were pretty good. Like, I feel like if your throwaways are Untitled Unmastered level good,
then
I just don't see a mediocre album like ever releasing.
All this speculation is for shits and giggles, mainly because we miss Kendrick, and the wheels might be turning since Isaiah Rashad is dropping his album at the end of the month. That Kendrick.
Where is Pusha T? What is Pusha T?
Pusha in the same verse, Pusha T was hinting at an album coming.
An album's coming.
So
he said that it was almost done like a month ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
But he strikes me as a fall release type guy. Like,
well, Daytona was in the summer. His biggest album was in the summer.
That was because of Kanye, though.
Yeah, he was
planning.
He was planning to drop during the summer and then brought it to Kanye to like get the final clearance. And then Kanye was like, "I want to produce this myself. Like, we're going to redo this album." And then Pusha T was like, "But I'm literally about to drop." And Kanye was like, "I can do it in a week." And then Pusha T was like, "I guess." And then he gave him the best album of his career. So
yeah. I mean, but I think but regardless, I'd expect Pusha T to drop this year. Hopefully Kendrick can too. And then, Drake said that he's going to drop by the end of the summer. Whether I believe him or not, no, because he also said that he was dropping last year, and then said that he was dropping in the summer, and then kept pushing it back for reasons that I don't know. But yeah. Last topic. Do you want to talk about these XXL Freshman Cyphers?
Yeah, we can just talk about like which ones you like and which ones you thought were terrible.
I'm a just say that I think that Blast impressed me on his freestyle, his solo freestyle, and his cipher. Impressed me. I might listen
Those
to it.
that was a interesting group to link up, those two guys.
Yeah.
I want to see. I think that the way that the XXL freshman list now is, where you're including singers and rappers all at once, is a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like Moray did his thing.
He did
his shit. I'm not gonna lie. Coil Ray was just very, very disappointing. We don't need to get to. I know everybody's talking about it. It was just disappointing.
Yeah.
And her acting like it was the best, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
It literally doesn't make sense.
And then her the recent development is her trying to redo it and writing something and trying to rap on that beat on social media. So
see, exactly.
Like even
now
you know
I know
you knew that
trash.
you could have kept that much. But I think that the one thing, not to cut you off, I'm just gonna say this one thing. I think that the one thing that's important about these ciphers that makes them that made them work for the majority of the time is that they got a producer who can produce beats for people who rap and people who sing. Like Nick Mira is a very good pick here, because he's produced huge tracks with Juice WRLD. He has On the Internet Money album and stuff like that, and also his beats are easy to rap to, and they're also good beats for this generation.
Yeah, Nick Mira is one of the biggest, one of the best young producers out right now.
Yeah, I think that was a good pick.
I think it was a good pick too. I don't think that all of the combinations were good. I'm not gonna lie though, the one that I thought was gonna be terrible and then surprised me was Ruby Rose being linked with Flo Milli, Pooh Shiesty, and
42 Doug.
And yeah, 42 Doug. That I did not like. Ruby Rose started off kind of slow, and then I think that she picked it up. I think Flo Milli was clearly the best out of all of them, but I also think that Flo Milli is the best rapper in that freshman list. So
yeah, I think that I feel like Ruby Rose wrote her verse, and that's fine because it's a cipher and people don't really care about writers or anything like that.
No, I think most rappers, even the biggest like rappers, write their verse for XXL.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
That's interesting.
I think most
That's
of them do. Yeah.
Because I think
I'm talking about the Kendricks, Big Sean's, like back in the day, in the 2010s, early 2010s. I think that the people understood how important getting on that list was, and were not going to play around.
Yeah,
I'm a freestyle, and that's why I think that people like Lil Mosey would like fuck themselves over, because you don't. It's a platform opportunity. It's not for fun. It's a platform opportunity. Bring your best shit. You being like, oh, I don't really rap on these beats, blah, blah, is that like, that's honestly why looking back, the 2016 list was so lit, is because they did not give a fuck, and they showed how good they were by not giving a fuck and still making it iconic.
That 21 Savage cipher was, I want him to put that in a song somewhere, because
even fucking Kodak Black
did his thing. This
little sorry ass beat.
Uzi, of course, did his thing.
In the back, like
Yachty kind of did his thing too. It was nice to see them do like the chemistry between them. Those four.
Like if you go listen to that, like I think Denzel Curry wrote his verse. Power, it's all about power. Like
they had five niggas on there, didn't they?
Yeah.
God damn, that was a good verse. That might be the best cipher of all time.
I think that's the best. That's the bar for freshman list since it dropped, and I think last year's list is probably the closest that it's gotten.
In terms of picks or ciphers, because I don't remember the ciphers from last. Picks, yeah, for sure. That's solidified.
But I think that again. If you look at the artists in 2016, I mean, not only are they the biggest artists right now, they were pioneers at the time. And I mean, think about Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak. The only person that fell off in that list was Designer.
Yeah.
And he had the biggest song of the year.
Yep.
So he was going to be on the list. It's not like he wasn't going to be on the list. I honestly think that the reason why he's one of those examples where I don't think you should sign to an artist label. I think that is a bad idea. I think that if you're gonna sign to an artist label, already have distribute, like already be talking to major labels on your own, because signing to Kanye does not mean that Kanye is going to elevate your career.
And also,
could just be him stealing your song and running away.
Also, you could see by the way that Kanye is notorious for working on albums up to the minute of release and stuff like that. You could see how chaotic his creative process is. And I'm not really sure that's the best case scenario for a developing artist, especially someone who's a project-like designer.
Yeah. I think that also in the label, anybody at that time may have signed him being like, oh, this is going to be a Future clone.
Yeah.
Which was stupid.
Yeah, because we don't want a Future. There's only one Future.
Yeah.
By the way, I think we're going to close this out, but I just want to say, by the way, Savage Mode, Metro Boomin and 21 Savage, that's 5 years old. That was 5 years old this week. And also DS2, Future, and mostly produced by Metro Boomin, of course, Southside Help too, is 6 years old, was 6 years old yesterday. And we could record this on Sunday. So 6 years old on Saturday. So yeah, two of the best albums of the decade, set the tone for just Metro's career and also the careers of 21 Savage and Future as well. So yeah, I'm going to I listened to Savage Mode on Thursday mad times already. So I already fulfilled my obligations with that. I already fulfilled my quota, but I have a quota to reach for listening to DS2 this weekend. So I'm gonna do that after this.
Before I get out of here, big rest in peace to Biz Markie, one of the big icons of old school rap, probably one of the biggest radio hits of Y2K rap. I mean, just a Friend is just one of the biggest, still one of the biggest songs in
You got what I need.
I hope nobody leave that sample alone, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave that sample alone. He just died. Leave that fucking sample. Don't stop. Don't even try it. 18 months at least. I swear to because Drake is the type to do that.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Already working on the Just a Friend mix, like right now.
He had a Michael Jackson verse on his last project.
He paid $100,000 or something crazy for that.
Yeah, no.
Like he bought that, and I was like,
no.
"This is what?
No.
This is what you bought? Like who played this for you? Why did you buy this? And why did you use it like this?"
I mean, at the same,
that song could have been good.
I mean, at the same time, he is the same person who paid for the same Take Keith beat 3 times. So
you right.
Okay. Anyway. This has been The Cap. This is episode 216. Thank you for listening and watching. That is RJ Levichen. I am Nate Sperlin. Like and subscribe, please. Follow OldMilk on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. Stay safe, wear a mask, and wash your hands. We're not gonna be back next week, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for I think that's when Isaiah Rashad drops. So. Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks for Isaiah Rashad, and then we will hopefully start fanboying over the potential of a Kendrick project after that. So we'll see. But thanks for watching. Have a good evening or day or whenever you're watching this.